Gettin Geeked. Gettin Geeked. Gettin Geeked.
Episode 34 of Gettin Geeked with Danny Allen starts right now. What is going on, everybody? As you can see, we have a new setup here. I have a new PC. I have OBS. I am able to look at news articles now when I make these episodes for you guys. So we're going to get right into it, man. Season 2 of Gettin Geeked with your boy starts right now. Okay, let's talk about Across the Spiderverse here. It continues to impress at the global box office. I didn't make a proper spoiler review or a review for Across the Spiderverse. This movie was insane. Okay, I hated the ending, but up until that point, I was rocking with it. Okay, the animation styles, incredible. The storyline with Gwen, it was incredible. All the elements were there. My only concern with the whole movie was, I think they were too hell-bent on making this Empire Strikes Back type of ending, when I don't think they really needed to do that. It only cost like $100 million to make, right? And now it's made $500 million globally. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, this thing is definitely gonna blow up, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get more spin-off movies from this. Even though the creators, Lord Miller, have stated that Across the Spider-Verse is its own, it's gonna be a trilogy, and that's it. Is he gonna cross over into live action? A lot of people have been wanting Shamik Moore to actually be live action Miles Morales, and a lot of people say, well, he's too old. But I already have to argue with that. I'm like, you think Miles Morales is always going to be a teenager? Why can't Shamik Moore actually play the live action version, but older? He's going to be in his 20s. Why can't we see that in his 20s? So I never understood that whole concept and the argument that Shamik Moore is too old to play the character. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is Shamik Moore too old to play Miles Morales? I think if we see his storyline play out over this trilogy of animated movies, that could easily transition into him as an adult. Not necessarily that version, but live action, but just a version of a live action that's an adult. So I definitely think that is possible. What do you guys think about Across the Spider-Verse? It's killing it at the box office. $500 million globally on a $100 million budget. That's fantastic, and that's exactly what Sony wants to hear. Moving on, we have what else we got going on here? Kraven the Hunter. Okay, so I did the Kraven the Hunter trailer breakdown in another video, and the reception to this has been mixed because people obviously, they love when Sony does animated movies like the Across the Spider-Verse and stuff like that. But when it comes to their live action Sony movies, they're very bitter because it's not the MCU, it's not Disney. And that's unfortunate because Venom 2 was like, they were really good movies. And then you get Morbius, wasn't as great, unfortunately. I didn't mind it. I just think they should have went with the R-rated version like we're getting with Kraven, because obviously we can get Kraven as he is supposed to be. Venom is supposed to be violent, just as violent as Kraven. So when I heard that Kraven is going to be R-rated, I was immediately excited about it. I was very excited about it, and to find out it's coming out in October, that's right around the corner. So I'm happy about it. What did you guys think about the trailer? Do you like Aaron Taylor Johnson as Kraven? Do you think he's going to make a great Kraven? He was already Quicksilver, so there's obviously you're going to have some people that are upset that he's gone over to the Sonyverse and he is now Kraven. I don't mind it because we are in this multiverse era. Also, I can see why people are upset because there are tons of actors out there that could have easily played Kraven that hasn't been in a Marvel project already, regardless if it's the MCU, regardless if it's the Sonyverse. I think there's tons of actors out there that could play this role, and obviously Aaron Taylor Johnson brought something to this project, or else he wouldn't be the character. So, yeah, what do you guys think about Aaron Taylor Johnson? What do you guys think about this trailer? I think the cinematography in the trailer, it left a lot to be desired. It has this Jason Bourne feel, this James Bond espionage type of vibe, which some people might like. I just don't think that's... I get that same vibe from Kraven. I never thought about it that way, as far as like he's a Bond type of character. But we'll see. Convince me, Sony. I think because this is going to be R-rated, it's already going to be... It's not going to be as restricted as, let's say, a Morbius. Or even a Venom. Because Venom got pretty violent, and there's just not as much blood. But now that we can get full-blown Kraven, I think we have a lot to work with here. Especially with Aaron Taylor Johnson as the lead. So, right on. What do you guys think about this news? Kraven the Hunter, the trailer, the poster looks sick. Let me know in the comment section below. Coming up next, Star Wars Newsnet. Okay, so we got some Star Wars news. Ahsoka is coming out in August, and we have a new look at Ahsoka, and then we got Hera in the background. Now, I went out a couple weeks ago. I guess they fixed Hera's eyes or something. I didn't notice that, but I guess they did fix the color of her eyes. Super nitpicky. That's Star Wars for you. As far as Ahsoka is concerned, it's rumored that Hayden Christensen may not be in this, which is disappointing. We'll see. I wish there was some kind of flashbacks. Like, there was leaks saying that, there's going to be flashbacks of Ahsoka fighting Anakin during episode 3 in a what-ifs type of situation. But you know how rumors go. You can't really believe everything you read on the internet. So, Ahsoka reveals Rosario Dawson calls Dave Filoni one of the greatest I've ever worked with. Well, Dave Filoni is George Lucas's right-hand guy. He's his number one guy. So, people want him to replace Kathleen Kennedy. And he would be a great fit for it because he knows exactly what George wanted for Star Wars. He knows exactly what not to do, what to do. Which is unfortunate because he has his name on... was it the Obi-Wan series or the Boba Fett series? Oh no, that was Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau wrote Boba Fett. People hated that. So I don't know if Jon Favreau should be the one running Lucasfilm. But as far as Dave Filoni goes, like his episode of Mandalorian with introducing Ahsoka was sick. He's bringing in Thrawn into this series, which is just crazy. Like all these Rebels fans are gonna get vindicated because they put in the time and the effort to watch these animated shows, and now it's gonna pay off. What does he say here? I really marvel at Dave's journey. I'm so happy for him, so proud of him. I loved him as a fan. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, so they're just saying he's the man. But yeah, I'm just reading. I think he's one of the greatest I've ever worked with in this medium, in this space, and hope that he continues to bring Ahsoka along. Is this supposed to be a limited edition or a limited series? Because it sounds like they're going to tie up all the live-action series into that Dave Filoni movie that they announced coming out in a couple years. So who knows if this Ahsoka series is going to be a one and done or if they're going to do multiple seasons of Ahsoka. I'm just excited to see Ahsoka in live action again. Continue on from Rebels. I always thought Ahsoka should be portrayed in live action because she is Anakin's apprentice, a huge main character of the Star Wars franchise. And it would be a missed opportunity if she wasn't portrayed in live action. So that goes the same for Hera. Now it's a little sad that Freddie Prinze Jr. was on the Big Thing podcast with Christian Harloff. He's saying that he's done with Kanan. He doesn't want to portray Kanan in the live action. He thinks his story is wrapped up. I think that's a little cynical to look at it that way, considering you can tell stories through like Force Ghost or flashback sequences to flesh out certain things that weren't explored in Rebels. Like there's a lot of ways you can write around it. But as far as Freddie Prinze Jr., that's his prerogative. He's back writing for wrestling and all that stuff. He's not really acting like that anymore. So good for him. Whatever makes him happy. As far as Kanan goes, it's a little disappointing to hear that he doesn't even want to consider playing that character in live action. So, what do you guys think about Ahsoka? Are you guys excited about it? Let me know in the comments section. And we got Terrifier 3 news. Bloody Disgusting acquired them. They have the rights now to the franchise, from the Terrifier franchise, and it was announced that they're getting a huge budget. The last one was like $100,000 or something, and now they're getting the big bucks. And the sequel was done all independently. According to the Howard Stern show, $15 million at the box office, which is insane off a $100,000 budget. And now they're going to get that $15 million to make the actual movie. We're thrilled to be partnering with Cineverse and Bloody Disgusting again, said Leone. Aside from a yearning for new and exciting horror villains like Art the Clown, a larger part of Terrifier's 2 success was based on an unprecedented theatrical release. Yeah, I was surprised, man. Okay, so it wasn't $100,000. It was $250,000. But still, $15 million worldwide off a $250K budget. That is insane, dude. That's the power of horror. And while I may not have liked Terrifier 2 that much, it had a better story than the first one. It was fleshed out a little bit better. They do rely on the gore a lot. It's like a throwback to the 80s gore movies and shit. So I don't mind it. I just wonder if, with this new budget, are they going to keep that, maintain that, or are they going to kind of dumb it down for the general audience, just so they can get a bigger audience? Because they are being given a lot more money for this third one. And then apparently Daniel Harris and Scout Compton from the Halloween franchise, apparently they are trying to get into this movie. They're really good friends with Damien and the team that behind the Terrifier franchise, because they all go to the same horror cons. So if they can get Danielle in the movie and they can get Scout in the movie, I think that would be super cool. It's just going to be cool to see what they do with this bigger budget. Where do they divert these funds to? Are they going to go? Is it going to go towards a bigger cast? Are they going to amp up the locations? Are they going to amp up the set design? Like, where is this money going, and how is it going to? Is it going to dilute the brand or enhance the brand? I'm super excited about it. What do you guys think about this Terrifier 3 news getting acquired by Bloody Disgusting? Let me know in the comments section. Okay, the last story for today's episode of Gettin Geeked. Alien, dude. We're getting an Alien movie from Disney, finally. Alvarez, what's his name? Fede Alvarez? Yeah, Fede Alvarez. He did Evil Dead and Don't Breathe. The Evil Dead reboot, sequel. Fantastic movie. He is doing a take on Alien, okay? So that's coming out August 16th. Doesn't have a title yet. Interesting. Where this is set in the timeline, we don't know. We know it's going to be an original standalone feature. Let's see here. Plot details are being kept in a cryo chamber, but as opposed to the other movies, which focused on adults and corporate militaristic scientific roles, this now 9th installment will focus on a group of young people. In this ninth entry in the immensely popular and enduring film series, a group of young people on a distant world find themselves in a confrontation with the most terrifying life form in the universe. Okay, so if it's that self-contained and it's just on a ship or something, it can still exist within the mythos and the canon of the Alien film franchise. Because I think Ridley Scott is still a producer on this thing, and he's not going to want to retcon his own shit. And I know you guys are so diehard on retconning Alien 3 and bringing back Ridley. Listen, guys, I've been saying it, and I'll say it again. The Alien franchise is not about Ridley or Ripley. Okay, it's about the alien, the xenomorph. She had her story. Ripley had her story. She She had a good run. What do you want? Like a deep fake of her, like a younger version of her? We don't need that, guys. I would prefer a sequel to Alien Covenant. That would have tied it directly into the first Alien movie. But I'm just happy we are still getting Alien content in general, because this franchise has the biggest potential to grow and to discover this. It spans hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years. So you can easily fit in a bunch of different movies about different groups of people that all involve around the xenomorph. So what do you guys think about this Disney's first Alien franchise movie, 2024 in August? So it's coming out in August, and we don't even have a title for this movie. We don't have a trailer for this. Oh, 2024. Okay, so that's like a whole nother year away. I thought it was this August. I was tripping out for a second. If it's anything like the Evil Dead in the movie that he did, it's gonna be super confined. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just on a ship, like the first Alien movie. And it's gonna be. Oh, it's Disney now, so is it gonna be R-rated? I'm curious. I'm very curious. Let me know in the comments, and we'll talk about it some more. And we'll have a discussion. That's gonna bring episode 34 to a close. Season 2, Getting Geeked with your boy. We did it. Let's go. Until next week. See you guys later.
Gettin geeked. Gettin geeked. Gettin geeked with Danny Allen. Gettin geeked. Gettin geeked. Gettin geeked with Danny Allen.